got something really awesome today. Stuffed peppers. I just want to say I hope you all had a really good Christmas. I had an amazing Christmas. It was really good. I got to see all three of my kids. I had Christmas with my mother, and then that was Christmas Eve. And then Christmas Day, we had Christmas with Linda's family. And we're still going to do some more stuff tonight, actually, with more relatives. So anyways, yeah, it was really good. It was fantastic. In one sense, I'm always kind of glad when it's over because it can be very stressful, with all the preparation and making sure everybody's able to show up and scheduling and juggling and all that stuff. And so anyways, yeah, like I said, Christmas Eve, Linda and I went over, put the turkey in my mom's oven and, got all the prep work done, then went back home in the weather that evening. I picked my son up from the ferry from Vancouver, so got all that done. So yeah, so these are my sister's world famous stuffed peppers. This is her traditional thing that she always makes every Christmas. Yeah, they're pretty good. I can try. Oh yeah, it's basically just the same as cabbage rolls. Same type of filling that you put in cabbage rolls. Just put them in stuffed peppers. Really good. Got myself a bubbly. So I'm going to talk about Boxing Day. A lot of people may not know what Boxing Day is. But Boxing Day is something that we celebrate here in Canada. And a lot of Commonwealth countries celebrate Boxing Day. Got some tarts that Linda and I made. We got a little bit lazy again this year. We did make our own pastry. We bought the shells, made our own filling, but we always say every year we're going to make our own pastry. And it sounds good until you realize you're running out of time and it's so busy and everything else, and with all the other baking, and Linda babysits a lot, and we're just very busy and things to do and whatever. So it's easier said than done, but at least we got tarts made and quite a few other things. So my sister brought these to my mom's place. She must have made, oh man, probably, I don't know, maybe 40 or something at least, maybe more. She gave me some to take home. And my boy from Vancouver, my oldest boy, I mean, he can't take any with him, but my youngest boy took some, and my oldest boy was staying at his place over Christmas, so they enjoyed some too. So like I said, I want to talk about Boxing Day. Boxing Day is a big deal up here in Canada. And no, it's not. Nothing like that. There's been, I guess traditionally it started out years and years ago, where it's always the day after Christmas, the 26th of December, where a lot of people would box up different things and give it to the poor. That's one thing I heard. I also heard there was different traditions, like middle class or lower class workers would get gifts boxed up for them from their boss or their employer, whoever, different things like that. But it was originally, I think, about helping out the poor people. But of course, like anything, like Christmas itself has become very commercial. So Boxing Day is very much like, I guess, like Black Friday. With the sales are just unbelievable. They'll have these door crasher events where everything is just absolutely slashed. I mean, you can't resist it. The prices are so good. All these Boxing Day sales, and they really hype it up too. There used to be an electronics store here in town. They had several stores all around the province and maybe Western Canada, I'm not sure, but they were a very big company. They eventually went belly up. dog's age. So anyway, this company, they would advertise their sales, and people would camp out all night long on the sidewalk. There'd be like, oh, depending on the size of the city, anywhere from 50 to a couple hundred people camping out. My oldest boy and his friends did it one night. I mean, you sit out there and freeze your butt off, But as an example, we'll go back 20 years, for instance, and let's say they had I'll just throw some figures out there. Let's say they had a DVD player that normally went for, back then, maybe $100. They would have maybe 20 or 30 of them on sale for like $20, So the first people in the door could take advantage of those kind of deals, like really, really cheap, prices were really, really slashed. But that's just how they got rid of their old inventory, so that's basically what they did. So Boxing Day is really a big event up here in Canada, and a lot of other countries do. And it's kind of funny, back in 2006, my ex, I was still married, my ex and my 3 kids all went out to the mall, which is something we never did, on Boxing Day, and it was wall-to-wall people. I mean, it was like Disneyland. I mean, it was just wall-to-wall people, and everybody takes advantage of Boxing Day, like all the merchants. That way they can, in order to compete, they have to slash their prices, and they get rid of their old stock and get ready for the new year. And we didn't really go out there with the intention of really buying anything in particular, but we ended up buying a bunch of gift wrapping paper because it was on so cheap. I mean, we walked away with gift wrap that was 60 or 80% off, stuff like that. They were practically giving it away. So that was in 2006. So of course, we bought enough wrapping paper to last us for years. And when my ex and I split up, I took either some of the wrapping paper or all the wrapping paper, and I ended up with a lot of wrapping paper. And I finally used the last of it. Last year, Christmas of 2022, I finally used the last of that wrapping paper. So, because I had it for that long. And I still got a few little scraps left, but, like I used like the last roll, And that shows you how much we bought. These peppers are so easy to make. I should make them on my cooking channel. They're so easy and so good. They're a lot like cabbage rolls, but probably less, not as much steps and all that. A little bit easier in that regard. I mean, cabbage rolls, you got to deal with boiling the cabbage, peeling it off, rolling it up, that sort of thing. These things, just slice them in half, clean them out and stuff them. And the meat mixture is, rice, lean ground beef, onion, and anything else you want to put in, but we always just put in salt and pepper. And that's about it. But getting back to Boxing Day, you'd see on the news, people carrying out TVs, that they got for next to nothing. They, like I said, they practically give this stuff away. And some people get, but they're limited to whatever they have in stock, and that is whatever they have. That is priced to sell. So that the good deals go pretty quick, especially when people camp out on the sidewalk. I'm not sure that's still a thing, but it was for years. It's like a big event. And this tomato sauce, by the way, is just things you used to use is tomato soup with maybe some canned tomato or something. For my cabbage rolls, I just use tomato soup and maybe some tomato juice or whatever. But everyone has their own way of making it. But note that the Boxing Day the sales are just crazy, you know. The amount of stuff you can buy for next to nothing is just mind-boggling. But it's a real event and a real cash grab too, you know. So I remember like the old TVs from like 20 years ago, the big tube ones, the big heavy ones. People be carrying these things out like this, you know, big stereos and whatever. Yeah, quite funny actually. So I left my lights up. They're not turned on, but I left them up because I might be doing a New Year's video. I'm not sure. But I did a lot of Christmas videos this year. Every video in the month of December was pretty much pertaining to Christmas. I'm not sure if I'll do that again next year. Because the first year I started making videos, I just did one video and that was at Christmas. I don't like to overdo it too much. I may have overdone it a bit this year, I'm not really sure, but anyways. So yeah, we've pretty much had a full house when it comes to relatives, you know, and people dropping in and staying overnight and whatever, and yeah. My buddy John, he was alone Christmas Day, so I dropped in and visited him for a while. Yeah, I think it's kind of a shame when people are alone on Christmas Day. But a lot of people are for whatever reason. But yeah. But so it's Boxing Day today, by the way. So I'm avoiding any kind of store mall. Well, I have no intention of going out to the store. There's nothing I need and nothing I want. It's also a paid holiday here too. But if I went up to, like Best Buy or something, they'd probably only be letting so many people in the store because that's what they would do. That's what they always used to do. I think that's what they still do, is they can only allow so many people in the store at one time due to the capacity rating, right? You know, for fire regulations, you only have so many people in there one time, and try to keep an eye on shoplifters. You have way too many people. So I can pretty much guarantee you, maybe not now, but this morning there would have been, you know, huge lineups. Yeah, just craziness. A lot of excitement though. Kind of reminds me of the, you know, like the Cabbage Patch craze or the Tickle Me Elmo, that kind of stuff, you know, where people go nuts, you know. Like I said, just like, you know, it's like Black Friday, same thing. We also had a brown Christmas this year. Last year we had a white Christmas for the first time in a dog's age. We hadn't had a white Christmas in a long time. We've sometimes had snow in December, but not always on Christmas. But last year we had quite a bit of snow on Christmas. I mean, I was still able to drive around and stuff like that, which is okay. Yeah, that's good. I remember driving my son down to the ferry. I think that was Christmas Day night or Boxing Day night. I can't remember, but it was pretty, cars going like that. A lot of snow. But I got good winter tires. We did get some snow about a week ago. A little bit more than that. A couple weeks ago. Yeah, Linda was out of town. She went to visit her kids, and she has to drive over what they call the hump. It's like a great big, well, it's either a big hill or a small mountain, but it's like a pass. And you have to have winter tires. Otherwise, if they catch you and you don't have winter tires, they'll fine you. And she's got stud tires, which is really good. Sometimes, unless you have chains, they won't let you go over. And there's a couple places like that on the island. Well, there's quite a few places like that, like the Mount Washington where people go skiing. It's very much like that too. You have to have chains because you just won't make it. But they showed it on the news. A lot of it's kind of like the first snowfall of the year, and there's cars all over the place and in the ditch and whatever. But I get my snow tires on early. Only because the tire shop is really, really busy. At the first hint of a few flakes, man, everybody and their dog is there. It's just really busy. And so I get mine on usually early November. This year I may have got them on even late October, I can't remember, but I get them on fairly early now. Because you go there sometimes, it's just crazy. It's like, it's mayhem and madness, just cars everywhere. And, people are a bit grumpy. And it's kind of funny because to me it almost seems like a waste to have my snow tires on if there's no snow, because I'm just kind of wearing them down for nothing, Now, like I said, last year it was fine. But legally, without snow tires, from I think it's October 30th to March 1st, I can't drive to certain places because it's higher elevations, and I can't go over these higher elevations without snow tires. I can't legally do that. Now, chance of getting caught are pretty nil, unless they pull you over for speeding or something, or for whatever reason, or if it does snow and you end up in the ditch, But it's not that they stop and check people's tires. Yeah, we had a beautiful turkey, beautiful butterball turkey, Christmas Eve at my mom's place. We've scaled it back a bit because there's always so much leftovers. It's crazy. And my mom doesn't eat as much as she used to. And yeah. She eats often, but just not all that much all one time. And she eats at weird hours. Sometimes she gets up at 2 in the morning. From what she tells me, and makes herself a scrambled egg or something. Well, I think I'll have to make these on my cooking channel. I mean, there's nothing to stuffed peppers. It's like guess it's so easy. Same filling as cabbage rolls, basically. Tarts got a little on the dark side. This filling is the same one that I used at work for 36 years, the same one. It's very good, very reliable. Yeah, they were looking really good. We just gave them like an extra minute, and next thing you know, they're getting a little too dark. Turned out good though. The thing about butter tarts, you have to use real butter. You just can't get away with margarine, and you have to have the rum flavor as well. And you can do a variation. You can make pecan tarts, or put in different types of raisins, like Big Thompson raisins or sultanas or whatever. You know what? There's a company that supplies a lot of the brown sugar around here, and they were on strike. They're having some job action, and you couldn't find their brand of sugar, and they've been around for years. They've been around since I was like a wee little kid. I remember their company from since I was a wee little kid, so they've probably been around even longer than me. But they're a very big company, and they manufacture a lot of, or refine a lot of sugar. Itchy nose. And the brown sugar, you just couldn't find brown sugar anywhere. And so they finally got some into the stores, but it was a different company. And it wasn't, we like to buy the Demerara, but this was just the regular brown sugar. And that's better than nothing. But, and this company, their sugar is okay, you know what I mean? It's better than nothing, right? But it was like really pricey. It was like, oh my gosh. I think it was like $6 for a kilo, you know. It was really expensive. So hopefully they'll resolve their labor dispute. But we got some dark sugar now. I noticed they advertise on Facebook. All the grocery stores, they have this dark sugar, a Demerara. There was a bit of a shortage of icing sugar for a while too, but that was resolved quite quickly. And the regular sugar wasn't a problem. That's a good filling. Just the right amount of rum flavor. And these tart shells are not bad, but I mean, you can't beat the homemade ones. My mom has the best pastry recipe in the world. You know, it's very flaky, kind of bubbles, and you know, it's beautiful. So we've used that one quite a bit. Just not lately, that's all. But there's a small little coffee shop in one of the trendy areas of town, and they make butter tarts just like my mom's, but they make them really big. Like hers were like, you know, like the 3-inch size, right? But they'd make these great big things, you know, almost as big as this plate, not quite, but really huge. I ate so much lately. So much turkey. I mean, we cooked turkey at my mom's place Christmas Eve, cooked turkey Christmas Day for Linda's family. I'm still not turkeyed out yet. Also, what we like to do is after everybody's gone home, take all the leftovers and we'll make turkey pot pies. Um, we'll do that. And also keep a lot of the bones or whatever, and freeze them, and then boil them up when we need them for stock, stuff like that. And we'll keep a little bit of turkey, a little bit of dressing, stuffing. Keep that set that aside. So maybe one day for lunch or one evening or something, we'll make grilled turkey sandwiches. It's so good, put the turkey on there and the stuffing, cranberry sauce, and just butter both sides, grilled like a grilled cheese. Oh, it's so good. Very tasty. I really love turkey leftovers. I was so happy I got that butterball because every year it's like a mad scramble to get a frozen stuffed butterball. And this one was just around 15 pounds. It was a doozy. But, it's hard to get a small one. And like I said, Mom doesn't eat very much anymore. And the big Christmases we used to have, they're a thing of the past now. People have passed on. Little kids have grown up, my ex and I, we divorced, and like I said, my dad passed away years ago, my brother and one of my sisters passed away, my sister-in-law passed away recently, so, and even Linda's seen that on her side of the family, it's kind of dribbling off. They're not as big as they used to be. Mind you, on her side, a lot of people being replaced with grandkids, which is not the case on my side, unfortunately. Like I said, my kids, they don't have kids of their own. I think my best hope is my daughter. She's scheduled to get married in the spring or the summer, this coming summer of 2024. So I hope that she hurries up and has a baby. Mind you, I don't want her to have a kid for my sake or her mother's sake, but as long as she wants kids, boy, I'm right on board with that because I love to have a grandchild. I mean, I'm like a grandpa to Linda's grandkids, but it's not the same, I wouldn't mind having one of my own. My buddy John, he's 8 years younger than me, and he became a grandpa last July, I think. And he always bugs me about being older than him, but now I call him grandpa. I might be 8 years older, but he's still a grandpa. I'm not. But John's a good guy, really good guy. I should see if I can talk him into doing a video with me sometime. He's a very funny man, big guy. I'll probably have to sit lower. I'll probably have to sit higher because he's 6'5" and I'm 5'11", so difference of like 6 inches there. Wow. But wow, that was good. Those tarts, those are not the first 2 tarts I've eaten, believe me. We started baking those a while ago, and another thing that, actually Linda and her daughter did this thing. They make these little mini pizzas, about the size of those tarts, and made a little bit bigger. They make hundreds of those little mini pizzas. So they did that one day, like a mother-daughter type thing. But no, Linda and I, whipped shortbread and all that, those went pretty quick. And a lot of times I give away. I took a platter of stuff over to my buddy John, and then, of course, to my own kids. They take a lot home too after Christmas, so kind of spread it around a bit. So I hope I was able to enlighten you on the whole Boxing Day thing up here. It's a big event. It really is. I remember Boxing Day 2007 was the day I joined Facebook. That's interesting. But yeah, December 26th. Yeah, it's a paid holiday. I remember on my paychecks years ago, you get a paycheck with Christmas Day. If you work Christmas Day, I get Christmas Day, and even if I didn't work Christmas Day, I still get paid extra for it. But I remember working Christmas Day and Boxing Day and really getting huge money. Then my next check, I'd be working New Year's Day, you know, because this was before I had seniority. I had to work those days, right? Once I got seniority, I didn't have to, but, you know, huge paydays. Mind you, the government gets a lot too, but that's, which government doesn't, right? They all do. Oh, wow. Well, my friends, I hope you all had a wonderful Christmas. I hope it was all very good for you, and that you had, you know, a lot of fun. You had lots of food, fun, and family, and you were surrounded by love. And I hope Santa Claus was good to you. I'm sure he was. So, anyways, that's my Boxing Day video. Like I said, maybe I'll make those stuffed peppers on my cooking channel. It's so easy. It's not even funny. Hey, it's so good. And those are nice to take if you want to go to a potluck or something. You just buy those, take them to a potluck. Anyways, actually, what I've done in the past, I put a little bit of cheese on top. She didn't do that, but that works good too. So you take care, my friends. Hope you're all staying amazing out there in the land of awesome. So you take care. Shout-outs, I'll gladly do your shout-outs. I don't mind doing them. It helps if you can kind of sound out your name for me. If it's one of those names that just, even like an online name, it's kind of hard to figure them out sometimes. But and if I missed anybody, hit me up again and I'll do one for you, okay? So you take care, and we'll see you next time, okay?